that. Just go ahead. You get started.
All right.
Oh, we're fine.
My name is Connor Johnston, and my project will be on comparing the Earth to Mars. The Earth is the third planet from the Sun and is almost 2 times bigger than Mars. The diameter of Earth is almost 8,000 miles, and while the diameter of Mars is just over 4,200 miles. Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun. It is one past the Earth, but it is far enough from the heat of the Sun that it often becomes very cold on the surface. Also, the air on Mars is very thin and it makes it difficult for the planet to hold any heat. The temperature and atmospheres of the planets are very different. On Earth, the temperatures can get as high as 136 degrees Fahrenheit and as low as minus 127 degrees. On Mars, it can get as low as minus 194 degrees and really gets above 40 degrees. In other words, the average temperature for Mars is about minus 60 degrees. That is very cold, even for people who don't live in Florida all year long. The atmosphere of Earth is mostly made up of nitrogen and oxygen, which allow us to breathe. On Mars, the atmosphere is mostly made up of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is what comes out the back of your car when it is running. I don't think anyone would want to have to breathe that as they walk around all day. Telling time on Mars. Mars is farther from the Sun than the Earth, so 1 year on Mars takes 687 days instead of 365 days on Earth. If I lived on Mars for my whole life, I would only be 4 years old right now. Mars rotates a little slower than the Earth, so 1 day on Mars takes 37 minutes longer than it does here. I know I would not want to have to live there and go to school for an extra 37 minutes per day. It's true. Water. 70% of Earth's surface is covered by water, and we need it to survive. Also, there are clouds, fog, and water vapor in the atmosphere that contain water. On Mars, there's no liquid water on the surface of the planet, which means no water to drink or no oceans to surf in. Mars does have large amounts of frozen water under the ground at the North and South Poles. So you may be wondering, could life survive on Mars? To answer that question, we have to figure out what would be needed to keep life alive on that planet. First, we need oxygen, because it is necessary for living things to breathe. As I said earlier, there's not enough oxygen. There is not enough oxygen. There's not enough oxygen on Mars to keep living things breathing. Next, we need warmth. The temperature of Earth seems just right to keep us alive. Extreme cold on Mars would not be easy to live in. We would also need water, which is only available in very small amounts on Mars and is frozen and buried underground. Last, we need gravity, because without gravity, much of the atmosphere of Mars has drifted away and leaves little protection from the sun's harmful rays. You would need 500 SPF sunblock to go outside there. Based on all of this information, it is unlikely that life could survive on Mars. In fact, more than one vehicle from NASA has done experiments on the surface of Mars, and none of them have found any life there. Because there is very little oxygen in the Mars atmosphere, we would need to wear spacesuits to allow us to breathe. The flame can burn because the oxygen in the air allows it to breathe. But if we use a glass to simulate the atmosphere on Mars and remove all of the oxygen, what do you think would happen to the flame?
Come on. I know. You too, parents. All right.
I think that Aaron.
Flame up, Aaron. Well, the fire triangle says you need heat, which Mars really doesn't have, fuel, which you'd have to bring your own, and no oxygen. So it's like there is no fire triangle. So like there is no, I mean they wouldn't even have discovered fire.
All right.
Let's watch and see.
Any other people?
Watch and see.
Well,
Let's watch and see what happens. Quiet and look. Just watch.
What's happening?
Mine's getting smaller.
So this is what it would be like on Mars.
Yeah, but it's foggy.
Ooh, it is.
The flame cannot breathe and it eventually dies. I think I'll stay here on Earth, thank you.
Awesome.